Welcome back to Afternoon Live. The holidays are all about celebrating, but how do you indulge without sabotaging your healthy eating habits? Our next guest is here with advice. We welcome back wellness coach Laura Matthys. Great to see you.
Hi, Hannah. Thank you.
Happy holiday season. You've brought some festive props to lead us through maintaining some healthy habits this time of year. It's tough.
It is tough. But you know, here's the thing. I know that a lot of people might think I'm going to come on and say, okay, so you really got to watch it, and you have to go to the parties and only eat carrots and hummus.
That's no fun.
But that's no fun.
Yeah.
And you want to go through the holiday season and enjoy them.
Yes.
But you do have to also be conscientious and a little strategic.
There you go. Planning ahead saves you a lot of stress after the fact, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the thing is, if there's only one holiday party, no problem. But when you've got holiday parties, and then you've got a cookie exchange, and then you've got treats at work, and then you've got all these things, and you've got your favorite Starbucks treats, your peppermint mocha and your cranberry bliss bar. That
we're fighting for our lives out here, Laura.
It's like, oh my gosh, how do I do this? So you have to pick and choose and plan ahead.
Okay.
So let's talk about holiday parties.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to a holiday party. So there's a few things that most people already know, which is maybe eat a little something before you go.
For sure.
Right?
That helps a lot.
You don't want to show up starving, because the first thing to do is beeline to that table and start eating.
And there's always the sweets always look the best when you're that hungry, and that's never a good place to start.
No, you don't want to start there. So having some vegetables with some protein before you go, because most likely you're not going to eat vegetables there. Because let's face it, who wants to just eat the hummus plate at a holiday party?
Not very exciting.
Not so much.
I'll put some on there for appearances, but I'm not really going to get to it.
Right, yeah, it might just get shuffled to the side. So eat a little something before you go. Drink some water before you go. Okay.
That's a good one.
And then, of course, doing some exercise that day. And not just that day. Let's do some more exercise all week long. I've got a party this Saturday. So maybe this week I'll do a little more walking and a little more exercise.
There you go.
Knowing that I've got these extra calories maybe coming my way.
That's a good way to frame it, too, ahead of time, knowing you're going to have something fun. There's going to be a payoff after you do all this extra work.
Right.
So that's a good reason to keep you motivated, too.
So, and speaking of water, you know, and if you're having a holiday party, so for all the hostesses and hosts out there, always supply water at your party, whether it's a pitcher of water or bottled water, always having water. So we're having wine too.
Sure.
In between every glass of wine, and I did this last whatever night, Friday, Saturday night at a party, water.
Yeah. Helps a lot.
Glass of water in between every glass of wine.
And you feel better the next day when you do that too.
And you'll feel a lot better.
Yeah.
So, speaking of wine, so a glass of wine. Now, at a restaurant, you know what kind of a pour you're going to get.
Sure.
Usually, you know, about, what is it, 4 ounces?
Something like that.
So let's just say on average, this is a 4-ounce glass of wine.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like Kool-Aid, but that is our red wine for today. Like I said, I wish I could have poured us each a glass of wine, and cheers.
Cheers.
So 4 ounces, that's what it looks like. Now, most likely at a holiday party, you're going to have a lot bigger pour.
For sure.
So let's plan on that.
Okay.
So when you say, I only had 1 glass of wine. Yeah, but it was
Wait a minute,
It was
they
up to
call
the
that
star.
the country club pour.
Oh, what country club do you go to, Hannah?
Very generous pours, yeah.
So watch your pours and be aware of how much you've consumed for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
Because it does add up. So I did some numbers, and I added up, like, I think it was 2 or 3 glasses of wine or 2 Cosmos, a little bit of brie cheese and crackers, 3 meatballs, 1 piece of fudge, a cookie, and just a couple more things, and it added up to, what was it?
Something scary.
It was very scary. 1,000 and some calories. You'd have to walk from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. the next day to burn it off.
I bet. It happens so fast.
Not worth it.
When you're socializing and having a good time and not paying attention. So to your point, planning ahead can help so much with that.
Right, and not standing near the table of food. So step back, walk away from the table of food. That's another good tip.
Okay.
Instead of maybe using a plate, if the plates are big, don't use a big plate, use a small plate. Or don't use a plate at all and just use a napkin. Put a little something on a napkin instead.
There you go.
If it's things like this that are nibblies that you just tend to grab, be careful, because a handful of nuts, you know, you got 160 calories right there, popping those in.
Yeah.
If you don't know a lot of people, you might be more likely to go to the food table.
Oh, yes.
Or the drink table.
Yes.
So find someone that you do connect with and hang out there.
Yeah.
Not the food table.
That's a good idea.
If it's a family gathering and there's babies, hold the babies.
There you go. That's endless
Your arms are
free
busy.
entertainment right there. Yeah.
Yes, and you can't be eating while
That's a
you're
good
holding,
strategy.
holding
And
on to
maybe
the
thinking
babies.
about too, we always hear this focus on protein and how important it is that we're not getting enough. So kind of making that your focus maybe of the food table while you're there, making sure, hey, I got to make sure I get enough of that good energy in my body for this evening too.
Right. And, you know, and always keeping in mind that the holidays are to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
So do enjoy those holiday parties.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But, like I said, be conscientious about them at the same time.
Sure.
If Starbucks is your favorite thing and you love that cranberry bliss bar
Yeah.
and the peppermint mocha, which equals 720 calories
Oh man.
together.
Don't tell me.
And that's okay. if
Yeah.
You do it maybe once or
there
twice.
you go. It's a special treat.
But if you're doing it every week
Right.
and you're going to holiday parties.
Sure. What do you do when you find yourself in one of those moments where you say, okay, I've gone too far, I've overindulged, I got to get back on track? That mental mindset.
After the party?
Yeah.
After the party, you know what's done is done, and that's just what you do. You go, all right, so now I'm back to my regular routine.
There you go.
And
Don't beat yourself up.
there's no
it's okay.
guilt. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, it's just food.
It's just food.
And it's to be enjoyed, but the average weight gain, people think it's 5 to 10. In fact, if you ask Siri, how much weight do you, like I'm on a phone to Siri, I don't call Siri, my cell phone. Siri, how much weight does an average person gain during the holidays? And Siri would say 5 to 10 pounds.
Okay.
But a more realistic number, according to the Journal of Obesity, is 0.8 to slightly under 2 pounds.
Interesting.
You're like, nah, no problem.
Yeah.
That's nothing,
You can
right?
handle that.
I can handle that. But not if you don't lose it every year.
Right. Exactly. Over and over and over and over
So
again.
5 years, 10 years,
Yeah.
you're up 10 pounds.
Yeah.
And if you don't lose it, then pretty soon, now you've got that weight gain. It's like, what's his name? Tim Allen in the Santa Claus. Have you seen that movie?
Does this look like a little weight to you?
And then all of a sudden he's like, what? You
Gotta
know?
go. Laura, thank you so much. Just great tips, good motivation for the holiday season. And we'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.